it is really, really sad that I have to be the one to say this, mostly because I was, well, I wasn't that big, but I was pretty much a whore for a while. I mean, not a real whore. I mean, I was a slut. I didn't get paid. I should have. I should have. For the crap that I went to, I really should have gotten paid. I mean, I would have made a good prostitute. But, I'm old now. I'm decrepit. 20. Apparently that's old in my book. But that time is gone. And what I find really irritating is how everybody seems to paint this concept that sex is this wonderful, joyous, overwhelmingly beautiful thing. And I mean, it can be, but it can also be utterly meaningless, pointless work, because sex is hard work. I mean, if anyone tries to, like, delude you with this concept that sex is wonderfully fun and easy, it's bullshit, okay? I mean, it takes effort, energy, a lot of energy, okay? Especially if you're the man. Thank God I'm not. I mean, I lay back there and I'm like, okay, bring it. I mean, I'm like, hold my legs up, I'm tired, but whatever, so that's me. I mean, honestly, of all the sex I've had, and it hasn't been, like, overwhelmingly a lot, but, it's been some. The best sex I ever had was one time. This guy, I wasn't even, like, that overwhelmingly attracted to him. But I was tired, and I was there like, I want to have sex, which I really didn't want to, but, you're there, so, like, I want to have sex, but I'm tired, and I really can't I'm too tired to even hold positions. And then he was there like, oh, well, you can just, like, lay down, and I'm like, wait, I can have sex laying down? I'm like, yeah, but I still have to be doing something. It's like, no. So apparently I figured out that because I have a huge, massive ass. I mean, really, that it's a planetoid. It's horrible. And I mean, I didn't think he could get in there with my ass all nice and squeezed together. But apparently he could. So I was there, clutching pillows, just like this, clutching pillows with my head laying down, and he was going at it back there, and I'm like, oh my god, this is so comfy. I love it. I'm like, all sex should be like this. Just me sleeping and him having fun over there. I mean, it was brilliant. But half the time I'm there like, okay, what is it? Because I'm incredibly witty and wonderfully, fluent with most things. But when it comes to sexual innuendo, if someone's trying to suggest something, I am beyond slow because I don't pay attention to it. I mean, I'm blunt, so I don't understand why someone else wouldn't be. I mean, it's fun to be coy, and I like being coy, but I don't like other people being coy with me, because he's there, and I'm there like, what the bloody hell do you want? And he's just standing there, and I'm like, are you trying to suggest something to me? And, like, after 20 minutes, I realize, oh, you want a blowjob. Oh, right, I got it now. I'm like, why did you say that? What is this? I thought you just wanted to put your crotch in my face. My god, I didn't realise that this meant something. I mean, come on. So that was really the best sex I've ever had at the moment. I mean, because I didn't have to do anything. So I wasn't tired. I wasn't thinking about it. I'm just like, I can sleep. I mean, I could have drifted away into sleep if it wasn't for the fact that I kept, like, bobbing forward every few minutes. Oh, and I also had, like, numbing cream back there, so I didn't really feel anything. I mean, I did, but, not pain, just was numb. But that's what kind of bothers me, this concept that sex is this wonderfully beautiful thing. I mean, honestly, it's exhausting. I mean, it can be, it is exhausting if you do it right. I mean, if you're like one of those, which apparently there's a lot, I've never met them, men that, take 5 minutes, 5 seconds and then fall over. I mean, then I guess it's not too exhausting, but even for the other party, I mean, you have to constantly move. I mean, it's good exercise. I'll give them that. I mean, if I was dating someone who I really didn't want to have sex with, I would do it simply for the exercise value. I mean, like, I'd be looking, I'd be in the shower and I'd be like, my thighs are starting to get flabby, we should have more sex. I mean, that's pretty much where that's going to go, and, it's not going to take me far in my relationship if I don't want to have sex with who the hell I'm dating, but what can you do? So, yeah, you assholes who keep pretending that sex is linked to love, it is not. It's linked to absolutely nothing. I mean, you can have angry, hate sex, you can have love sex, you can have meaningless sex, you can have funny sex. It's really the best kind, in my opinion. I mean, besides obviously the love and emotional one, but sex when it's funny, it's great. I mean, you just have sex and you're making jokes about it. I mean, I had kind of that once, but it was like brief moments where he was trying something and I'm like, don't hurt yourself now, or things like that. Funny shit. When the moment is right and it's happening and you just feel that pun coming and you just hit it. It's great, but yeah, it's really it's exhausting and for me at the moment it's been nothing else. And it's not that I don't have sexual urges. I do. I mean, my God, I masturbate so much, but sex is really just exhausting and work, and I have to worry about what the fuck the other person wants and is doing, and God, and if they're not doing something that I want them to do, I have to be all like, I don't want you to do that. But then you say it like that, then they get all defensive or stupid shit like that. My God, it's so irritating. That's why I haven't had sex in like months. That's why I've never really dated anyone, because like people don't really get me that well. I mean, I'm pretty fucked up, and they have to realize that. I mean, I love my therapist who seems to suggest that I have all these things. I think he tries fucking with me on purpose. I mean, I'm serious. Because he suggests all these things. Like, I explain my relationships with people, the way that I relate to people, and he's like, that seems like a classic narcissistic model. I'm like, you're calling me a narcissist? And he's like, no. You're definitely not a narcissist. I'm like, yes, however, my actions reflect the classic model, and yet I'm not. Then I looked at it, I'm like, oh fuck, they do, don't they? And I'm like, wait, no, I don't have grandeur. No. So maybe I'm histrionic, but talking about personality disorders, by the way. But whatever. So, and then he's all like, you sound depressed. I'm like, I'm depressed? And like, no, you just sound depressed. So he tells me that I act and sound in the ways of all these bloody disorders. I mean, the only thing we haven't hit is intermittent and schizophrenia, but of course I can't be a schizophrenic. It'd be wonderfully nice to be a schizophrenic. I mean, to be able not to feel other people's emotions. I mean, that would be awesome. I'm just utterly depressed and I could be laughing at him and in no way realise that I shouldn't be. I mean, that'd be great. I mean, the negative side effects aren't that good and some of the positive ones are bad, but you know what I mean. I mean, positive and negative in that sense mean different things. It doesn't mean good and bad. It means, positive and... I'm not here to explain that. My entire point, which I had lost track of, but I am getting back to now, is that love and sex are not related. Sometimes they can find each other, but it's like in a dark room. I mean, you don't really know who you're going to end up with. You can have sex and think you're in love and then end up with, an old fat guy. No, luckily that's never happened to me. I always insist on the lights being on. I mean, I don't care. I'm like, lights are on because I want to see who I'm screwing. Or, in my case, I want to see who is screwing me. Yes. It is key to any sexual encounter. Know who you're fucking. That aside, I would like to say... I don't know. Everclear? First word that pops into band? Yes. E per quelli che capiscono l'italiano, volevo anche dirvi che vaffanculo perché sul serio rompete i coglioni voi italiani nel letto. Specialmente gli uomini, perché sono così arroganti, cazzo. State zitti per più di un secondo. Ok, ho finito. And that's it for that moment of, a different language. Just to fuck with you people who seem to think that... I don't know. I mean, I jumped to Spanish now, pero mi español no es muy bien y no me gusta hablarlo porque tengo un acento muy, muy pesado. But yeah, that's how it goes. Now I'd throw in some German if I could bloody speak it, but I can pull out my passport if that's good enough. says I'm German. I don't know why it says I'm German. I mean, I wasn't born there. I was born in Switzerland, but whatever. Complex.